Ooh, this is so fun. Okay. So, I have never. Is it hot enough? I think it'd be hot. Never done a mukbang before, but I kind of wanted to try one. Okay, so I wasn't sure how this really goes, but I always wanted to do like a mukbang because I like to watch them, but it's also just so much food, and there's not a lot that like do like regular portions. So like, like go big a little bit, but like a reasonable amount of eating. That's all I'm saying. So I have my drink. I'm gonna go with the orange vanilla Coke, and I don't know how. Uh, uh, I don't know how loud that sounds, but so the best I can do, and I'm not really planning on this being, amazing. I just kind of like wanted to do something while I eat because usually KBBQ is like a friends kind of thing, and it's COVID times. Can't go out to KB. Well, I can't right now. It's not in my area. But like, let me show you what I got. I got my kimchi. I got it from this little store that we have like, near me. Unfortunately, they're actually like selling out. I have my like lettuce wraps. I love them. I have my like garlic and my rice. Ooh, that kind of. Gotta flip my meat. Okay. And I have my samjang. This stuff is really good if you've never had it before. Like, buy some for your house because it's also really good with like vegetables. I love to dip it in I love to dip cucumbers in it. It's really good. And when I used to go like in Korea, like when I go with my friends like here in America for KBBQ, I really just get like alcohol because it's the vibe, right? But when I went back in Korea, like I would say like 9 times out of 10 I would be getting Coke. And the orange vanilla Coke is just like, is it my favorite? My favorite might still be just what is it? Cherry Coke, but the orange vanilla Coke is great. I can't wait till they start making it in cans. Okay, this is cooked up. So I'm gonna add on my garlic. I like that to be a little toasty. Get a few pieces to start. And I'm going to add on. Do I want to put my kimchi on now? Yes I do. So for me, something I love to grill my kimchi. When I was in Korea, I went out with a friend once, and she was like, man, I just love the way the kimchi here tastes after I grill it. And I was like, you grill your kimchi? And she was like, yeah. She was like, you never did it before? I was like, no, I never tried. And it's like real, because like kimchi is fermented, right? It's like sitting in all of these like aged spices, so to speak, that like work together. And like obviously, like regular kimchi is really good. But I think that it's like the heating of all the spices, just like there's something about it. It's really good. especially if you heat it and but like cook it in like the juices of the meat. It's amazing. Ooh. Ooh. It's so. I'm gonna be honest. I've never been the best cook. Not with I mean, I can cook either, but like for like grilling up the samgyeopsal, I think I need like a little bit of a steadier hand. So that when you be up in like the establishments, the ajumas, they cut this stuff like nothing. They'll be at your table for a minute. I have like 3 pieces of this stuff, just like perfectly cut. They'll separate it by like level of doneness. They're like, oh yeah, this stuff right here, yeah, you all dig in, eat it. Like this one right here, oh yeah, you guys want to leave these ones for a little bit longer, let them get a little crispy. And I've always appreciated their knowledge. Like, I mean, the first few times obviously every place doesn't, if you want them to grill it for you, they will. Or if they see like you're like having trouble, woo! So like, they'll be like, hey, okay. So I'm going to remove my garlic, remove my grilled kimchi, and let some of this crisp up a little bit more. Let me use my chopstick. A little bit easier. This one actually, let's put you on this side. Let's put you like that. Ooh. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try that piece right there. Now I ended up getting the ones with the skin on it. Because the place near me, that's all they had really. That's why. Because like the skin, like obviously, I'm sure if you eat meat, you probably, well, have you? Have you ever had pork rinds? Like pork rinds is just like the skin, right? But sometimes you can get like some of the samgyeopsal with like the skin still attached, or like I've been to a restaurant too where they have like all the skins like cut off and like put to the side in a little dish so you can grill it up by itself. Ooh, it didn't hit me; it just scared me. But like, if you don't grill it the right way, the skin won't cook well, and then it's like not a pleasant texture. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Oh, that's so good. I forgot to turn you over, little buddy. this little buddy. Put a little kimchi on him. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Where should I go? Oh, a little bit rocky. I also have, like I said, I have the wraps. And these ones are like kind of big. I was like, I'm not sure. Let me try it like half-size wrap. Because it's not like they don't be this like big and Korea, but usually you have like a whole thing and it's like an even disbursement of like small to medium to large wraps. What do they call them? Some. And then you put in your meat. If you're like me and you like garlic. You know, so some people like to grill up onions. And I'm fine if it's there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'll take it. Put in a little bit of... I'll put in a raw kimchi. And I'll put in a little bit of samjang. And then we'll ball it all up. Ooh. What I really need to do is learn how to like pre-season the meat. Because like to me, like raw meat, like raw pork, can taste really good by itself, just like clean, a little bit of salt and pepper, or like samgyeopsal can definitely be delicious enough without anything else. But usually, they put a little. I assume, like for the regular one, it's just a little bit salted, but like sat in it for a little bit. Oh. Not aged per se, but something like that. Okay, we'll try this. Another wrap. Where did my garlic go? Oh, there it is. I was gonna be like, don't do me like that. Ooh! Hey, stop it. I'll pull you off the grill. Well, not this one. You look like you could use a little more fire, love. They look like this and they're so delicious. This one's gonna have a little bit of the tail on it. wonder how this piece tastes, because it's like the fat ratio on this particular piece. Really good. Oh. Mm. Mm. Oh. You know that feeling where you just have like really good food? Mm. Salmon individual piece. Mm. 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 I will say, if you haven't had samjang before, look specifically for like a mild one, just so you can try it. And then imagine that spicy and then get a regular. Because like, to me, I don't think like regular samjang is spicy. But like, you know, it is a spiced thing, like most things, most Korean foods. And if you're someone who can't handle like any spice, don't get the one. You won't enjoy it. But there's a mild version and it's a really flavorful like thing. Like, I think definitely you should try it. You know, I'm gonna tear off the little tail of this lettuce. I'm just making into a little plate. We're gonna put some rice on that thing. Mini of the grilled kimchi. Some, which one? Take this big piece. I'm just gonna. Mm-hmm. Mm. My only wish is that I had some like other banchan. You go to like real KBBQ, they'll have like of course they'll have samjang and rice and garlic and the wraps and kimchi. But like sometimes you can get like different marinades for your samgyeopsal. A lot of places give you like this little like tiny dipping tray. It's got like a salty thing and like a, is it an oil? A dipping oil on it. And I like to use that too. Cause like the thing is, especially like, I'm not gonna lie, there have been some nights where I was like having samgyeopsal. You know what I mean? Like, that was so good. And so, and like when you're with friends too, like depending on like how much a serving is and how many people you have and how much they're eating, like you might be going, you know, you're kind of like waiting. Like it was like one piece of samgyeopsal, but I ate like the whole thing. Just me, right? Like if it was like me and like 2 or 3 other people, or me and like 5 other people, or you know. like you might order a certain amount, but the grill is only so big. So it's like you and like 3 other people, you got your one grill, you ordered, you know, 3 things worth of 3 servings of samgyeopsal, but you're only gonna fry like 2 at a time, and then you're like all 4 eating at the same time, right? Which means that like in one round, you're really just getting like a half of a piece of samgyeopsal, like overall. Oh, excuse me. I thought that was gonna be a cough. My bad. But also like with the Psalms, like it's a nice way to eat it, but like it's also nice because when I was in Korea, like sometimes someone would make you one. It just felt like really nice. Like, oh, they put it together for me. I'll put in 2 pieces of samgyeopsal this time because we not playing. I'll put in a cold kimchi. Mm. Yeah, I do kind of like taking off the tail. I think that's working for me. Okay, I'm almost done with this samgyeopsal, so let's put on the other one. And I was like, being really safe when I got it because I was like, I've never had samgyeopsal like alone. I'm not sure like what my real ratio is. So I got 2 slices, and I was like, if it's not enough, next time I know to get more. And like dessert. Actually, let's put you on it. You're a big kimchi, that's right. Excuse me. Oh, garlic. What I have? How much I got in here? No, that's just my rice. Oh, you don't just go. Oh, you don't just go. Calm down. Want to go full wrap? No, might not. I might want to get just a little bit more kimchi. I don't know. Let's see. Ah, what's happening? All my kind of kimchi bites. Just like another big lettuce field. Or some, if you will. Anyway, so like I said earlier, because I don't think I ever came back to it. Since it's like such a social kind of meal, I've really never had like some stuff by myself, which is kind of why I'm live streaming it. Because it's like, am I really alone on the internet? No. It was just a little bit too much extra. I'm officially out from the first one. You see how long it took me? I'm doing this for like 30 minutes. And these things, like, they cook up relatively fast. But I mean, they do have to cook. Oh, I can't make this one garlic. It's kind of slippery. There we go. And so, like, imagine you're doing this with like your friends, right? Now, you know, I'm gonna do this from this side up. You know, I can do this. Woo! Hey, calm down over there. I heard this one song by this one group, like, stuck in my head the past few days, and I don't want to. And it's not like there's nothing wrong with the song. It's been a minute. Okay, hold on. My arm's tired. Let me get my garlic. Don't even continue to be this slithery. Okay. And here's what I'll do. Let me render the fat on this skin real quick. Okay. Nice. Now, if you would just cooperate with me, I'm trying to eat. You're already here. Don't make things any more difficult than they have to be. Oh. You're me, Mustafa. I could probably leave that alone, but I'm not gonna. Or maybe I spoke too soon. Let's do it with chopsticks. You're a little. Aren't you? Oh. Making me get up. Okay, I'm gonna start this piece. You off. You draw a little bit. Oh, you know, you're not anywhere near where I want you to be. Ooh. Calm down now. Too bad you guys aren't here. I wish you could smell it. It does smell so good. And to be honest, like, this is one of the things where like soda complements it so well, and you really wouldn't expect it to, but it's just like, you know, this is kidneys, like and it's like a very fatty cut. This here pork belly, right? So what do they do? You get yourself a cola. Try to rip it now. You get yourself a cola, and like when you sip that, it really balances out like some of the greasiness. Because I think this is me. Can't speak for no one else, but I think like the natural greasiness of this makes it so that it doesn't like build up so fast. But I mean, it's still grease. It does build up eventually. I'm gonna no, I'm not. Let me take you. Let me put you on top. Give you a little bit sunshine. Just a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, look at that. Look at that. It's like the perfect amount of golden. And that's like when you know you're doing something right. When it's nice and golden. And you can eat them when they get to a little bit before here, but I like it best when they're like that. Especially because, again, like I said, I have the it's hot. I have the skin on mine. It's like extra fat. Or actually, is the skin? Maybe it's a fat cat. It tastes good regardless. Cool kimchi. Okay. Calm down a little bit. And then, like, if I split this, I got scissors. If I were to cut this down the middle, would that make two very nice wraps or not? Because I'm really bad at ripping these. Maybe. Let's try it. Let's use garlic and some grilled kimchi. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like I want just a little bit more grilled kimchi. I'll be right back. I just feel like I would like a little more. Excuse me. I'm so rude. The birds. Now, there are some things that like I definitely miss that I can't like recreate. Like I mean, or anything you can get in like a regular restaurant. Like, of course, you could like technically recreate it, but like it would take like I'd need a lot of different ingredients. Like, and like a little bit more like preparation, you know. Because like for example, I very well could have gotten some like some silken tofu, put a little sauce on it. That's always like a side I love, or at least I like it. Um, what else? I guess I could like make a like I always like there's this thing that's called like a kiron jim. It's like a fresh egg souffle. It comes in like this special bowl because they just took it off the stove. Um, and those are good. What else? A soup. Usually like 99% of the, I don't actually I'm not sure yet. I think in the United States they never have they never give me soup. But over in Korea, whenever I went to like a restaurant for like samgyeopsal, they always give you like a bowl of like doenjang jjigae, and it's good, and I like it. Um, I'm also, because you get these like I said, you do like rounds when it's you and like your friends, and you like you some of your friends eat faster, some of you eat slower. Um, and I can be in the middle, especially like if you get me talking. You can be talking like I'll go a bit, and they'll be like, "Hey," and then I'll, "Hey, like you barely ate anything." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, done." But so I like very often when I would go, I'll order like, of course, like I'm getting sandwich style, um, but I also like to get like cold noodles for myself, like on the side. What's it? Ningmen. It's what is it? And I wanted to say dancha, but that's like sweet, salty. I'm thinking of like hot, cold. What is it? I haven't used it in so long. Du, ducha? 뜨거운 음식, 차가운 음식, maybe? All I know is that there was a phrase for it. I just can't remember it. But it's like really good because you're eating this like fresh, hot off the grill food. Oh my gosh, I was talking. Yeah. See, just like it's just like that. I was talking. I had this plate full of meat, but since I was talking, I wasn't eating the plate full of meat. This is the life, y'all. Just eating your good food. It could only be made better if I was like actually with my friends. Because there's just something so like enjoyable about like cooking this up with your friends and like just chatting while it's done, like getting a few nibbles in. Because like I don't like especially like I'm the type of person like with some foods I'm just like I'm eating, right? Like if it's like ramen, for example, like I'm eating, I'm just eating, not really paying too much attention to like anybody else. Or like, I'm paying attention, I guess. Like I'm, like one, it is ramen. You don't want your noodles to be soggy, right? I mean, some people do. Some people like that. I like mine when they're built. I like my noodles a little bit firmer. Where's my garlic? Knew it. It's trying to hide from me. I'm gonna put in more. There's no need. Let me tell you, some people, they make these wraps so big, and I put the whole thing in. It's like, it'll be like bigger than my fist, and they'll just like augment it in there. Ugh. Hold on. It's interesting. Why are there two now? We just want some kimchi. Let's put a piece of kimchi on this samgyeopsal. No. There's so many different things that I could be eating along with this. If only I had them. Like right now, that's what I'm looking at, like other like ingredients that are like. Mushrooms. Yeah, mushrooms probably would have. I didn't even consider it though. And I probably, because you know what I like that. I don't know what they're called, but you know those like, not the skinny long ones, but there's like a thick, like long mushroom. They like cut in like half, or like thirds. Those are good. And some people do. I mean, not most. A lot of restaurants will have like the peppers, like the green ones, or they're called like chunyang peppers. That might be wrong. Chunyang. Mm. I have no faith, but they'd be very good. And I think I mentioned some places have their own like marinades. I went to one place and they had like a. I didn't try it, but they had like a green tea marinade. I think that's a lie. I had a green tea marinade. I didn't think it made that big of a difference, but I wasn't really paying attention at the time. I think it was one of like the first times I had samgyeopsal. They just brought the meat with the green stuff sprinkled on top of it. And since I never had it before, I didn't know that's just not. I was like, oh, that's just maybe how it originally comes. But then somebody near us ordered some, and I saw theirs didn't have it, and I was like, oh. And I asked the person I was with if they knew like what it was, and they're like, yeah, it was green tea. I was like, hmm. But I'm remembering like at that point in time, I didn't really have like I hadn't went out to have it before, so I wouldn't know like for comparison's sake whether it was better, whether it was good or not. Not better because you know that's a different thing. I've had both doenjang and miso samgyeopsal, and it made me want. And I had them at different places, so I didn't feel like it was right to compare. But it made me wonder, like, what's the difference between like doenjang and miso? Because they're both like soybean based. Like, is me like I would think like maybe miso could be sweeter a little bit, but like it's not like all miso is like sweet. Because I've wondered for a while like if it's like just a difference of like how the countries call it versus like and like how they use it, because obviously like Korea has like doenjang jjigae, and like Japan has like a miso soup, but like the miso soup in Japan is not like it is not the same thing as the doenjang jjigae in Korea, and but like that could very well just be based off of the fact that doenjang jjigae has like a lot of other ingredients in it. Because, like, if there's one thing about Korean food, excuse me, they spice it. It is seasoned. Like, not overly done or anything, but it's seasoned. Like, there's flavors in there, not just spice, but spices in there. Believe that. Because, like, I've seen people cook Korean food in the home and restaurants, and like off taste alone, I never would, like, there's a lot of like hidden sugar in Korean food. Mm. Mm. No, like I said, a lot of like hidden sugar, and of course there's like what is it? The what would I call it? Like, the spices, the bases, like, they'll be like, this one has like this special kind of like soy sauce and like cooler sauce and like fish sauce, and there'll be like sugar but also like meat in, but like also and like it really does make sense with how like flavorful Korean food can be. But like some things are just so simple that you're like, huh, really interesting how you got me. So I don't know. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I think there's something. Anyway, I'm glad to know. I think at least for today, I didn't do a lot. I didn't really work up a hunger or anything. This was a good amount for me. Hmm. Mm. I'll use some more. And I don't think I'll be wanting like any dessert today. But like obviously, I'm at home. So if I want some, I can get it. But it's like interesting because how do I put it? Um I don't know, your hunger just like fluctuates, right? But I always used to like me and my friend, we would go out. I had a friend that like we would go like just us two a lot, and we would do like KBBQ, and like we would do it like every once in a while. But when we would do it, we would always almost every single time afterward, we went and got some like dessert stuff, and like we would go to like these cafes that were always like open like really late over in Korea. Which like I wonder if it's still like that right now because whew, what with COVID and all, I know that they had like a lot of restrictions to begin with, but like obviously COVID's not like done, but things are like chilling out. And yeah, I'm wondering if because they had like Korea had like like when I went there, to me it was a surprising amount of like open 24-hour open to like 3 o'clock in the morning places. But then like after like being there, I realized that they just had such a big market for it. Like because like people who like work in like the corporations and whatnot, they'll go to these like long after work dinners or like bars, and like like people that are younger, they like to go out and like do stuff at night. So like all these like convenience stores and bars, restaurants be open into the wee hours. And like it's very convenient. But I don't know, it's just if you went now, I'm wondering how late some of those places like stay open. Like they've like adjusted it. Hmm. Hmm. It really is such a nice taste. I think next time I will prepare like a tofu or something on the side. Because I think it works as a good like palate cleanser. Because like even though like this cuts through like the greasy, it's not like clean. You know what I mean? Whereas like if it's like like the naengmyeon broth or like the silken tofu, like really just like kind of sops everything up. Also, silken tofu, I probably should just get some regardless. Silken tofu is like very tasty. Just delicious. Excuse me. Like in the United States, among like Americans, I feel like we've been done a disservice as a country because like when the vegans and the vegetarians were trying to make like tofu happen as a meat substitute, they were really trying like they were really like hammering that in like you can use tofu as meat. You can use tofu as meat 100 different ways, telling people it tastes exactly the same when it does not. But the thing is, tofu tastes really good, but it has to be as tofu. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ooh. Like, where's that remote? Like, it's like this. Oh, it's like this. Tofu as tofu tastes really good. Like, if you have tofu as like a little side thing, delicious. You can pour like get some soy sauce, a little bit of spice, mix it up, pour it over. Delicious. Um, Tofu in a little soup, like tofu. Like, have you ever had like stir fry tofu? It's really delicious. Like the stir fried like extra firm one, or like no, like you want the firm one for stir fry, and then like what you can do is like almost like fried tofu, like not like deep fried or anything, but you get the extra firm and you'll cut it into slices, and then you can like pan fry it, put a little sauce on it. That stuff with rice, so delicious, so delicious. And if people eat tofu that way, it is amazing. I'm telling you, like a reasonable person would not dislike it. Like the average person wouldn't dislike it. But you know what? It's not so appealing, like tofu as a burger. Especially tofu as a burger that someone tells you tastes just like beef because it doesn't. Or like what else is like the like tofurkey, the tofu turkey, like all that type of stuff. It's like, look, there's nothing wrong with it. However, It's false advertisement. That's what the issue is. It's false advertisement to sit there and say, this tastes exactly the same as a grilled meat, as a baked meat. It doesn't. But tofu as tofu is delicious. That's like I really could talk like I'll make a whole thing about like stuff that I feel um like vegans and vegetarians have like really tried to popularize but have ruined it because they lie about it. Kale, I think kale can taste really good, but it has like don't sit there and lie to people and tell them like, oh, you can put it in your smoothie, you're not gonna taste it. Kale got a taste. Like maybe like okay, like maybe you might be able to say that with spinach some of the time, but you can still cross a line where it's gonna taste a little spinachy because it's spinach. Like these things have flavors exist, right? And you like this whole like over like the last few years, this whole like movement of like with cauliflower, like cauliflower pizza crust, cauliflower um chicken wings, cauliflower uh French fries, and it's like, look, it like okay, you can put the same sauce that's on a chicken wing on roasted cauliflower. It's not going to taste like boneless wings. It's just not. And so, and what happens, and like I swear, like they're not trying to do. But what happens is somebody like who's trying to get better for themselves, be fit. They hear that and they're like, oh my gosh, I can use cauliflower and I'll get all the same flavors, and I won't have to eat like all this chicken or whatever it is they're trying to avoid, cut out, cut back on. And then they go and try it and they're disappointed because they were lied to and they believed it. And you know what it does? It demotivates people. You get people who were sitting around thinking like, oh, you know what? I might be able to really do this. Because for people who were like on like food, trying to change their diet. Was that my phone? Yes, it is. Where is it? It's over there. Okay, for people that are like trying to change their diet, what makes a really big difference to them is like liking their food. Like for the average person, it's why so many people like yo-yo or like fall off the wagon and all, whatever you want to call it. It's because you know if you really like bread, you're trying to cut that out, and someone's sitting there telling you like, oh, these things make bread taste exactly, they taste just like bread, you won't even miss it, and then you go and it's not true, like you're disappointed, and like now like you went into it comparing, meaning to compare it to bread, and it does not stack up at all, and then they end up like looking back like, maybe bread's better. Maybe I just gotta like accept that, and I guess I'm never gonna hit that goal, because if this is what the substitutes taste like, then I'm done for. And it really just doesn't have to be like that. That's all I'm saying. Because instead of like one for one substitutions, people should be just all together looking for different food. Like, I'm sorry, but you're not gonna get something that looks like fried chicken, smells like fried chicken, feels like fried chicken, but is not fried chicken. You're not. You're not gonna get something where things just match up like that. But a lot of these blogs and these like social media accounts, and they'll say that, and then you get these people thinking like, oh, okay, yeah, let's go do that. And then it's not like that. And then they're disappointed. And that's another thing too, because there's just some things where it's like, look, like especially like for people that like need to, I think it's just like if you were like, hey, it's they're not like chicken wings, but it's something you can eat when you're out with other people and they're eating chicken wings and you can't eat the chicken wings. And it's not like a bad tasting thing, right? Then you might be like, oh, okay, sure, let's go give this like these cauliflower um, tossed in sauce things and let's give them a try. Um, so like for me personally, I would like it if people would stop like double naming these. Cause I also feel like even if like you do actually like mentally prepare, it's still a little bit hard to like get the comparison out of your mind when you're ordering cauliflower chicken wings. You know what I mean? Like it just you're not in the right mindset to accept how things are. And you don't want that, right? I don't want that. Ooh, I'm coming to the end. I got like 2 more pieces left. It landed on me. See, that's why you keep something like that down. Oh, I'll do that. Anyway, that was kind of a bad rant. It's only I only feel passionate about that because I'm not like a uber healthy person or not. I just I like food, right? And for me, it's really about the taste and not like the health content of it. But I do like a lot of things that are also healthy. I like kale. You can do a lot with kale. I like tofu. You can do a lot with tofu. But I also, I like fried chicken. I like French fries. I like burgers, right? Those things that are like, we want to cut down on them. They're like, you don't want to eat too much of it, eat it in moderation, yada yada yada. It's like, okay, like I get that. And I'm okay with it because I enjoy the healthy things. It's not like I'm looking at them as a healthy alternative. Um, they're just things that I like that happen to be healthy. And I think that's where the issue comes in. Because once you're looking at it as a healthy alternative, again, you're back to that substitution mindset, right? Sometimes I just like to eat cucumbers, like plain cucumbers. I'll like munch them like this, like mini ones. Or like sometimes I cut them in like sticks and like I'll still just munch them like that or with a dip. I don't really like a lot of dips though. Sometimes I'll just like salt and pepper them. You can put or like vinegar. You can put like a vinaigrette on it. You can put the samjang on it. I love cucumbers, right? But like imagine if someone said like, "Hey, you you can just replace your French fries with cucumbers." Really? Like it's that to me. It's that kind of feeling because it's like no. They're two separate things, two completely different tastes. Like any regular, like anything that's like a substitute, most of them, a regular person, if you like swapped it out, well, they would know immediately. Immediately, they would know that they're eating the wrong thing. If they couldn't tell like by sight, they could absolutely tell immediately by taste. To me, that's not really much of a substitute. Like I've never had one of those what are they called? I was gonna say good burger, but that's not you know, those plant-based burgers, really popular one. I don't I don't remember what it's called, but like they're a little bit expensive. Beyond, the Beyond like Beyond burgers, they're like the really popular plant-based one, right? I heard those come pretty close to a regular burger, and that like seasoned well enough with the right toppings, you can't tell. But that's like a really specific blend of specific things that they like spent a lot of time trying to create. Makes sense. That's all I'm saying. But for the majority of things, where you're just taking one thing and swapping it out for another, it's never gonna work. Mm. 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 I also just like it because I don't like the idea of people. Ooh, where did all this kimchi get on my hand? I don't like the idea of people who are trying to like genuinely better themselves, create healthier habits, being set up to fail. And that's how I view it. It's like of course like there's gonna be people like, well, if eating the wrong things is gonna kill you, that should be enough. But it's really hard to switch like some of your like long term habits. And like you can make things so much easier on a person. So much easier by actually getting them to try new things and like explaining what it actually tastes like. Like, you know, because that way they don't go into something comparing it to a certain idea being like super disappointed because that's definitely not what it is, and also like missing that thing that they can no longer eat because like now it's an issue for them. And there's like a wide range of this because like sometimes it's substitutes for like allergies, or sometimes it's like substitutes because maybe you're living in an area or a place where you don't really have access to dot dot dot, right? It can like it can go a lot of different ways. But when it's like people that like they have to, like, why would you set them up, build them up to be so disappointed and fall down? you know Like, maybe there are like some people that just don't have like the taste buds, and for some things they can't taste like super complex flavors. But like, for example, chicken, and like chicken is a meat, and the texture of meat and like cauliflower are two separate things. Or I myself, just like out of curiosity, I've tried a few like cauliflower substitutes. I've tried like a cauliflower crust pizza, and like a store one and like a homemade one. Because one of my friends made one. Excuse me. And cauliflower fries, um, riced cauliflower, and it's like, for me, I didn't particularly uh, enjoy the cauliflower fries, and I felt like there was a huge margin of error for the rice cauliflower because I've made it several times, um, and it didn't really work for me. Outside, I mean, like it tastes fine, but it's just like basically like chopped up bits of grilled cauliflower, sautéed grilled cauliflower. Um, but with like all of these things, if I was comparing them to the thing that they're like meant to replace, there's just not like, it doesn't hold a candle. Like, but with like the cauliflower pizza, I thought to myself, like, if instead of calling it like a cauliflower pizza, it was just like, what is it, like flattened cauliflower topped with like sauce and cheese, like that would be okay. Like, I mean, because in essence, it wasn't a bad thing to eat. But if it's like, if I'm comparing this to a pizza, I'm not sure I would really call it a pizza. But like on its own, like it wasn't bad. I probably like I would never be like, I really want this, right? Because I really haven't created the place for it in my mind. And to be honest, I have a lot of vegetable things that I want. Um, and there's not a lot of times where I'm like, you know what, I want some like cheese covered vegetables. It's not for me. But like, there's lots of people where like, for example, like cheese and broccoli. Like a lot of people do that. So like cheese and cauliflower with a little sauce on it. I think a lot of people would do that. But like, again, if you go into it expecting pizza, it's not pizza. It's really not. That's all. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Now, I think I lost my my original point, but there's a lot of good food out there. A lot of different ways to eat food. Um, And I think my big point is just it needs to be given its fair chance. And so it should be like, I don't know, people should kind of try it like in its, I want to say like the traditional, in its like most common form, so that you can like get a real feel for the taste. Because then later on, you might be willing to like actually like the substitute version of it, like once you really like the food by itself, right? But if your introduction to it is via substitution, it's going to be hard. It's kind of like the idea of like, I know what like a fried fish tastes like, right? I know what a taco tastes like. Someone says like, hey, you want to try a fish taco? No one's gonna go like, right? Because you can kind of imagine how those flavors might work out. So you're not gonna be like, you're not gonna be comparing the fish taco to like a carne asada taco, right? Because that your mind already kind of knows where to go. Or like when like people eat chicken burgers all the time, right? Like, and when you eat a chicken burger, you're not sitting there comparing it to a regular like hamburger, because you know what chicken tastes like. You know what a regular burger includes. You kind of have an idea of how your chicken burger is going to turn out taste wise. You're not really comparing it to how much like how it would taste if it were like a beef patty. But when you don't have that context, that's really the only thing you could do, unless you're just going in like 100% blind. And then like there's also just the fact that like certain things complement certain things better than others, right? Like I've seen like videos on like TikTok and such, where like someone will talk about how they like found out that this they heard about this food that's just so great. And and they're pairing it with like a lot of Western foods, and then they'll be like, this wasn't that great as I thought it was. It doesn't go well with this, or this. And it's like, well, in the country that dish or that ingredient is like used in a lot, or that the dish is like um, originated from, they eat it this way. They eat it with these ingredients. And I don't know. It's just it gets on my nerves. I think also, like personally, I am someone who likes to give like a lot of new food a fair chance. Because there's things that I'm not gonna try. But a lot of things I'm willing to like give it a try. And I too have fallen for the schemes. I've tried something and been like disappointed because I'm like, that's not how they said it would taste. And again, I don't want that for somebody else. It's really just that simple. Um, and like I think also the way some people talk about certain ingredients kind of ends up othering them to a lot of people to the point where they won't even try them. Because like without what I was originally talking about with tofu being used as a substitute, I know people that like refuse to try like tofu because they're like they can because of how like it was marketed and because of how some people talk about it, they can't accept it as anything else than substitute meat, which it's not. It's not. Tofu's not meant to taste like meat. Tofu is its own thing. And for that matter, like there's the substitute like milks, right? Like the like nut milks and whatnot, what have you. Um, and some of them can taste like pretty close to milk, but some of them don't. Like for example, like soy milk, which is I mean soybeans is the same thing tofu is made out of. So I guess there's a connection there. I've connected the dots. But soy milk, I think, tastes good. It's also apparently, it's got like health benefits. It's really good for you because soybeans are good for you. Um, but soy milk doesn't taste like milk. Doesn't taste anything like it whatsoever. Like there's a few that come close, and soy milk is not one of them. Soy milk tastes like soy. It's got a flavor, and it's like I would say like a really distinct flavor. Like it's not like repugnant or anything. Like, it's not like yeah, like ugh. But it's soy has a flavor, right? Like like almond milk has a flavor, but like almond is always like it's a very light flavor, and it kind of goes just pretty naturally with a lot of the things that we like to have with our milk or associate with milk. So like to me, like yeah, I do think almond milk has a bit of a you know has a bit of an almond taste to it. But again, really light. And I like personally, I feel like almond milk tastes very much like milk, like regular milk, cow's milk, but without like the taste of lactose. Um, Similar to like similar feeling with like oat milk, but even less like I think oat milk might be like the one that's like the closest. It will never replace almond milk for me though, because oat milk goes bad in like a week. I can't get through it that fast. Sorry. But like, I'm getting off topic. Like soy milk tastes like soy, right? Tofu tastes like tofu. But like, if someone like just told you, like, hey, soy milk, it's got like want to say rich. It's got like a rich flavor. I've had some that are like they're like leaning towards mealy. Um, the consistency is definitely a little bit thicker than cow's milk. It has a little bit of smell. It's by no means an offensive smell. I like it. It's a really mild kind of thing, but it don't taste like milk. And I don't think it's a good substitute for milk most of the time. Like, I would never like pour soy milk in my cereal. I do it with almond milk, but that's again because like almond milk is a lot milder, and the almond flavor that comes through really complements a lot of the things that we already have um, with milk. So like um, I like milk and cookies, milk and cakes, pastries, and but like personally, I don't. If someone else buys milk and I'm around and the milk's there, I'll have milk. But personally, I don't buy milk. Like why would I? When I have this other one that I like so much better. Oh, what was that? But like I don't know. I think I'm harping on this a little too long. My point is there's always good food out here. And if people would stop lying about it, more people would get the chance to experience it. That's all. Anyway, I'm gonna call it here because it's late and I ate everything. Thank you for listening to my rambling, I guess.